Before 1976, the medium of instruction here in South Africa was Afrikaans. All subjects were taught in Afrikaans. When it comes to maths, it was said wiskunde, psychology, sielkunde, science, rekenkunde, all those difficult words were used. Up until the students then told the government that, oh no, we are not coping using this language. How about bringing back all the subjects into English? They spoke for a very long time, but the government did not listen to them. Up until this day of the 16th of June, 1976. I know this story because my younger brother was a student at Morris Isaacson. A day before the 16th, he told me, you mustn't go out of the gate tomorrow, I'm sorry, because tomorrow it's a very, very big day. Something very big is going to happen. So I did not worry or bother because I was not going to work since my father has passed on the 10th of June and he is talking to me on the 15th of June. Indeed, I was inside the house. We knew nothing, but I noticed that at about 4 o'clock, he was up, washing himself, and went out of the house. That was strange, but because I knew nothing, it did not bother me much. Okay, as the day went by, at about 9:30, my elder sister, who was teaching at Meadowlands, came home since I said we had a death in the family. When she came, she told us that outside there, something which she did not understand too is happening. Students are coming this way. They come from Bonaledi, coming down to Mfulo Dube. Indeed, when we listened, we heard music. They were singing loudly. We are next to a school which is a high school called Daliwonga. As we were listening, the echo went on coming towards Daliwonga. We heard the music. We heard the music passing Botubatuba, going down towards Orlando West. Kusalesos pity, one of our relatives came running, looking for her mother because her mother had come here at my home. She told us that, hey, children are dying at Orlando West. Yes, the sister to this relative of us was a student at Matsike High School. They stood up and we went out running to go and see what is happening. All what we could hear outside, it's a loud noise of crying, of shouting, of aeroplanes all over the Dube Orlando West vicinity. From there, we had something esrishayo. We did not know what was it, but everyone was coughing, trying to close the nose because this thing was coming in through the nose. We were coughing. We ran back inside the houses to get water. That was the first time we experienced this thing called tear gas. Okay, it was said as they were walking from location to location, they were picking up students to come join them. Their aim was not a fight. They aimed to go to Boysons where the district offices were situated. But when they were at Orlando West, a chaos broke. Police started shooting. They shot not with rubber bullets, with bullets, real bullets. They were shooting, and there was a hell of a noise. Teachers were confused. I say this because a school next to Matsike or the other school, I forgot the name. It's Orlando West High and the other school, which is also a high school. Near these schools, there was a primary school. They then called lower primary. Teachers released the children to go home. And that's when this little boy by the name of Hector Peterson was shot while trying to run home. Our students saw now that, no, we are on a fight now, because we tell these police, we put our hands up saying, no, we are not fighting. We are not fighting. We are asking you to leave us. We are going to the Department of Education to ask them to stop teaching us with this Afrikaans language. But police did not listen. Children then got angry. They took stones. Their bullets were stones. They fired stones to the police, to any government vehicle that passed by. They threw stones on the doctors because this thing took place next to a Pumulong clinic. Unfortunately, because it's always the case, a very good person is the first one to be a victim. There was a doctor who was killed by the students after they saw many children lying on the ground with blood. They also took this doctor, put him in a rubbish bin, closed the rubbish bin, and took a pic. That's how he was killed. And it continued. In the radios, people were told, release parents to go to their homes. Their children are dying in Soweto. What was very strange, these children, I don't know how did they learn even how to drive trains, because the trains were driven by them. The Patco buses were driven by them. Any government car, the driver was taken out, and they were taking the children who got injured to Baragwanath, to their homes. It was a lot of noise. People were coming from town, running to see if their children are safe. They came, some on foot, because they were now afraid of going to the train, because young boys of 16, 17 years were driving trains. Round about past 4, 5 o'clock, Soweto was black. There was black smoke all over Soweto. You know why? These 1976 heroes decided that since these Boers made it a point that every location must have a bottle store, they started banning all. Do you understand me? I'm saying all bottle stores were banned the very same day of the 16th June. That is why there was smoke all over Soweto. Soweto was smelling smoke from the liquor in the bottle store. And what I'm saying, it's something I saw with these 2 eyes of mine, because I'm not very far from the bottle store. It's only 2 streets away. It was burning. Flames were going up. I don't know whether like hell or what. Everything was black. Blood was smelling. Smoke was smelling. Tear gas was smelling. That night, no person in Soweto slept, because we did not know. I, for myself, I did not know where was my brother, because he is a student, and it's them who are doing all these things. Oh, it was a terrible day. Then the following days, the same happened. They did not want to see any baker, any a coal truck, anything which is written business name. It was banned in Soweto. We were then raided by the Boers. Unfortunate again for me. You know Mr. Andrew Mlangeni, he is my direct opposite. And he was already in jail. And the police were up and down in our street. There was no day, there was no night in my street, because they were also confused. I think they thought Bo Andrew Mlangeni and Bo Mandela broke out of the jail. It's them who are doing this, because they had a very bright light which shone day and night, whereby you can even pick a needle at night on the ground. Hunting for what we don't know. 76 ended, no child went to school. I think even COVID is doing exactly what happened in those days. But because they were in power, they did not mind to send children back to school as Ramaphosa are doing, taking children back to school during COVID while it's still rife. And I salute the 1976 students, the 1976 youth, because they did not care about Utwala, they did not care about liquor. They fought no one for liquor, as we see with this COVID. During COVID, liquor was banned, but people were fighting. When they reopened alcohol, people were happy as if it's New Year's Eve in the locations. The doctors and nurses at Chris Hani are working very hard because these drunkards are fighting, are misbehaving just to lose liquor for 2 months. I salute the 76 students because they banned all the bottle stores in Soweto. We went on not knowing where my brother is. He would come just for 2 or 3 second minutes just to take water and wash himself. Off he went. But remember, I said my father had passed on the 16th, and we were supposed to bury him on the 20th. We had already booked the buses. We had arranged food, but nothing happened because tear gas was here. Even those few relatives who came to bury my father, they could not even eat. Why? Because when the police saw a gathering, they would just throw their tear gas and people will run amok. We experienced a very difficult situation. It went on up until late 1977, because we were now raided every day. These police would come while we were trying to sleep. They come to ask for my brother. They would search and pick everything in the house. I don't know whether they thought he can hide himself inside a kitchen cupboard, because they would even take out dishes out of a cupboard, books in the shelves. They even took my books of teaching. I don't know whether they were not learned or what, because I had just started teaching that very January 76. All my books, which I used while I was training, were taken by these Boers. Late 1977, then he decided to cross the country. This is one part which I want to put on record. During all this hullabaloo of 1976, I also salute the black doctors, izinyanga. You know what? My brother would come home. As soon as he enters the yard. He will take out a small bottle, put it next to the gutter, and look for food or wash himself, change himself, and then quick. When he's done, he will take this small bottle and go out. When he is at the corner of the street, 15 police vans would come to say, where is he? Waar is he? He was here. We just looked at them. He was protected by this small bottle. I wonder what was inside it. But each time he goes out, they are here. Each time they go out, he is here. That's how he dodged them up until he crossed the country. Unfortunately, up to this day, as I'm talking, we don't know his whereabouts. But we are very proud. Whether he died in Angola or Tanzania or where, we are very sorry because we did not get him back home when the others came back. But I still honor him because they even mentioned that we are fighting for our sisters' children. We are fighting for our abashana betu. They must not experience what we are in. Indeed, children of today are at the so-called multiracial school, a thing which did not happen with us.